Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are in southern Utah. Specifically, this is Holt Canyon on BLM land.
No, Fiddlers Canyon.
Fiddlers Canyon. Yeah, Fiddlers Canyon out here, BLM land. And apparently, there's agates to be found out here. Some people say they're blue. A lot of what I've seen looks a little gray-blue to me. But hopefully, we can hike up the canyon. We're going to be checking all of this. We're going to be checking out the actual kind of creek area. It's a beautiful day out here, beginning mid-April, and hopefully we find some agates.
It's very clear.
Yeah. First agate find of the day. That's very clear. So they're here.
I like to wait.
What's this?
Huh. Fossils.
Ugh. Try not to fall. Try not to fall. I think I see something. Hey. So this is probably a good example and a good time to maybe talk about blue agates, because the thing with blue agates is often they are not really blue, okay? They will be gray, and then the natural light causes a blue effect, the Tyndall effect. We'll find out though.
This yellow.
Oh, hey. What else you got? Oh, wow, yeah. Throw them in. It's nice that we can, we got some water here to wash things.
Yeah. It's like a little bit in a rock.
Yeah, wash it off.
Girl.
Oh, hey. Kind of fractured up.
Yeah, you don't have to take it.
We'll leave this for somebody else.
Oh, that's a good piece of jasper. Come here, Leica. Here. Oh.
Oh, that's nice. You want that?
No, because look at the other side.
Oh, yeah. Like it's got a very wet and dirty leash. Yeah, some of the sandstone has fossils in it. Kind of cool. All this stuff.
Oh.
A little tiny agate right here.
Like a.
Not a bad little one.
This one's not blue at all. It's more red, orange. And light. It's really light.
Yeah, that's interesting. Throw that in my backpack and I'll hand you some more here.
Oh, you got a lot. Stop.
That's nice. Look at that.
Shh.
Look at that wet. Got a little crack running through it. I guess you can kind of see the blue that people talk about.
Oh, big one?
Yeah. What do you think? Huh. So the question is that blue? Or is it a gray that is, the natural light is being diffracted and we're seeing blue? That's the question.
But isn't that all colors? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I guess you could kind of question all color in a way. I mean, so
what? Oh, that's so good.
that is good. That's like almost lapidary grade.
So they're not only in the coming down the wash, they're in the...
Well, I would assume, I mean, this was once probably, this was all washed in through flooding or, you know, whatever.
Okay.
It's not always like a teeny tiny little creek. Here, you want to...
Yeah, I went up.
Wash that.
Oh, yeah. That's
good.
Yeah. That's
a
really
nice agate, right?
red. Yeah, it is really nice. It looks solid. Red. Okay, go ahead, Laika.
There's some dendrites in that. Look at these two things.
Yeah, now we're like, oh, let's turn around. Now we can't turn around.
Let's get these a little wet here.
Huh. That one's got almost like quartzy kind of.
Yeah.
Huh. Great.
You throw them in?
Yeah. I wonder if some of the fossil shells are agatized or what's going on. Doesn't that look like agate in there?
Kind of does. I mean, the best way to find out is to find something to take home and clean up and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of on the bigger side.
Oh.
Kind of looks more like seams. Yeah, well, you should wash that.
It's really dirty. A little hard to see. Yeah. Find your biggest piece the furthest away.
Okay, if we take that, we gotta call it, or do you want to keep going?
Let's go to that little bush and then we'll turn around.
Okay.
Come
Don't
here,
forget
Laika.
where this is at.
We'll see it.
Yeah, this place sure is beautiful. So this is our last find, and I'm curious, you know, this could be very easily cut, I think, and that'll fit in my 14-inch saw really nice. I'm pretty happy with what we have. I definitely have enough to determine some coloration of this material. I'm curious, I'm skeptical that any of this is actually going to be blue, but you never know. I could be totally wrong, but we're gonna find out back in the shop. And that big find is my last find, unless of course we find something extra cool. What are your thoughts on Fiddlers Canyon?
Spider on that rock.
Spiders on the rocks.
Yeah, this has been really nice. I didn't know we'd be walking up a nice little creek, stream.
It's nice, yeah. It is a difficult location to get to because you have to like park down in the neighborhood and then you like walk up a trail and all that. There will be pertinent details for this locality on the website, currently rockhounding.com, and we're gonna get the stuff cleaned up back in the shop. Well, I'm back from Fiddlers Canyon. I've cleaned up all of those agates, and well, I want to talk about one specifically before we move on and we look at everything. I did throw everything into some concentrated, I guess concentrated, less than normal dilution of vinegar, about 25%, and this one came out looking like this. Okay, this is probably the best example of what I would like to talk about next, which is the color blue. Right now, you're watching this video being recorded on a Sony ZV-1F camera in 4K. A lot of the photos that I take, I use this. This is a Sony ZV-E10 camera. And a lot of people generally will use something like this, cell phone, to take photos. So, right now you're looking at a split screen photo. So, same rock, taken seconds apart under natural light. On one side, we have my Samsung Galaxy phone. The other side, we have our Sony ZV-E10 camera. And which one looks the best to you? Because the Sony produced image, and these are unedited, these are just out of camera, the Sony produced image looks more true to life. Looks more true to life, in my opinion. You know, if you were to be here in person, it would look more like that than what the phone produces, because the phone uses HDR. HDR oversaturates pictures, and you get things like my hand isn't red. I don't have a red hand. Okay, I'm a white guy, I have a white hand. So, being that the image on the right is more accurate, I'm going to show you 10 colors now, and you tell me which one matches. Okay? We're going to cycle up through those. Which one of those most closely matches the agate? This agate right here, okay? Which one? In my opinion, 5. 5 is the one that matches that agate, this agate right here. And would you call this blue? I would say it leans towards the gray. Now, of course, if you have any type of filters on what you're watching this on, like if you have the red shift on your phone, turn all that stuff off. I lean towards that. I am going to give this the best chance possible. And since we have this continuous seam running around on this rock, I'm going to chop this whole seam out, and then we can maybe look at it not attached to a piece of host rock, because to my eye, not really that blue. Not really that blue. I'm not saying that I have the most perfect representation of what Fiddlers Canyon has to offer. I do think this is on the upper end of what I've seen come out of there as far as color. And, you know, it's an important subject to talk about, I think, because, well, you might be buying something blue, and it was taken, the photo of it was taken with a cell phone, and it looks like this, when in actuality it looks like what the Sony can produce with its much better color science than a phone when it shows up at your house. So, yeah, let's chop this seam out of here. Yeah, I got this all fixed in the fixture here, and you can see we'll set this up in the saw, and we'll just we'll cut that whole seam off here. We'll cut that whole seam off, and then we can we'll see it separated from the host. See, all nice and lined up, and we'll just rip that one seam off there. I think it'll look pretty good. Let's fire this up. Alright, the saw got done cutting a couple of minutes ago, and I've been letting it sit. Hey, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Alright, well, let's do some work on this now. this right here is 1200 grit silicon carbide. I'm about to throw on my, I went and washed that stone really well. I'm going to throw on my homemade diamond belts. I'm going to do 3,000 and 14,000. And then we're going to do cerium oxide. And that is going to be polished up, get on there, really, really, really well. These belts are holding up great, by the way. I would highly recommend making your own diamond products. I mean, yeah, you know, you're not making the diamonds. You're not CVD and chemical, yeah, CVD, chemical vapor deposition. You're not making those probably, but all diamond products in the world of lapidary is essentially a bunch of CVD diamonds in resin. So that's what these belts are, and they're fantastic. Let's plug in our pump. And let's have at it. All finished up, and I would say that is a solid B+ polish, right? A+ polishes are reserved for ultra flawless 100K finishes. B+ is better than average, and now let's, I'm curious, what do you think that looks like? Are we blue, or are we still in that blue-gray spectrum? Unfortunately, clouds came in, so as soon as the sun pops out, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do the same type of photo with my phone and with my nice Sony camera, and let's see what it looks like then. Well, I have taken the photos of that final piece, and this is what it's looking like out in the direct sunlight. And if we do another comparison running through our colors, you can see that it doesn't really fall into any of these categories, whereas before it kind of strongly fell as a color match of about a 5 in that gray blue. And I think what is happening with this piece here is it's the Tyndall effect. And that's why it is clear-ish, more white around the perimeter of it, and less so right in the center of it. So I guess it's up to interpretation if you want to call that blue. I would not call that blue. When I think blue, I think blue. I think kyanite, right? I think blue. I don't think grays and whatnot, but to each their own. What do you think, Sarah? Where does this land?
I would say that's blue. I mean, yeah, maybe if you cut it a little differently, it'd be a little less.
If I cut the perimeter out, the perimeter would just get more close to that blue center, though.
Okay, but this piece, as we're looking at it, I mean, you could do a lot of things with your rock. You could put a white behind it or black behind it and change the color that way. So if we're just looking at this right now,
good point,
as it is, I would say that's blue. I'm sure there's ways to play down the color and play up the color or the effect, but I'd say that's close enough. It's not a strong blue. It's like a gray blue for sure, but I would say that's blue. Well,
definitely, if you're watching this, I would love to hear your opinions on it. Everything else here, except that, and well, that, the other half of it, got a nice, good acid bath, and you can see that we have some more calcite in here than what I was expecting. It's kind of like really being eaten away, which is nice because it allows you to see what's actually happening with the agate. This big guy here, I need to come up with a plan for it. It does kind of seem like we have this big seam that runs around the top and bottom with this like seam of calcite. I could obviously throw this in some more strong acid and separate them or cut them, but I might need to get a small loan to buy a new saw.
Is it even gonna stay together if all the calcite's gone? Like, this looks like it's just gonna crumble.
So if we look at the other half here, it kind of looks like there's just a pocket, but then on the inside it's solid. So,
yeah, who knows?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. That piece is definitely a winner as well. It does have some cracks, but we have some really nice, we do have nice color in this piece. I'm happy with that. And one last thing to talk about, you found this, which we believed to be a fossil. And I went back into my little rock archive to July 2020 when I went to Cedar City by myself, and I went to a road cut and picked up these petrified mussels, okay? And I think they bear a striking similarity to some of this stuff. Obviously a little different, but they're extremely close to each other as far as location goes. So, I don't know, I'm not that big of a fossil guy, but we will do something similar and jar it up with a label, and maybe someday we'll be so deep into aquatic fossils that we're like, oh yeah, it's exactly this.
There was a lot of other kind of shell-looking fossils in the rock out there.
Yeah, no, I mean,
this one was a little different.
It's a super cool area. I'm very happy that we went. I would highly recommend it. One thing that you said that I don't know if it got picked up on camera was, obviously, this should be obvious, but we'll state it anyways, do not go into little narrow canyons like that if there's any potential for rain, like anywhere, because it can, you know, out there it can rain 10, 15 miles away and you don't see even the clouds and the water starts to go up.
Yes.
That would not be fun.
No. Be very cold.
and we may not be here talking about the color blue. Yes. So, I think, do you have any other thoughts on Fiddlers Canyon?
No, we should definitely go back. Someone said there's a little waterfall at the end, which we didn't hit. I don't know how far we made it to that, but next time, maybe when the water is a little lower, if we're out there, try to hike all the way back.
I agree.
Don't pick up anything too big.
Yeah, you know, I'd be mindful of any kind of like big calcite soft bits and go for more pure pieces. I think with that said, we'll leave this one here. Go check out the website, currently rockhounding.com. It's a very real website with real information. There will be a link down below in the description box. All right, everybody, y'all take care, and I'll catch you on the next video.